think that the nature of British people is reserve. So we're not always very good at, I'm saying us white people are not always very good at being particularly friendly. And that's not because we're not friendly, it's because we're not really sure how to approach. Is it proper? How do I say hello? Do I have to know any language?
I think it's politeness more than anything. So
it's politeness.
I think you're being polite because you don't want to offend, I guess. And because of that, you're kind of keeping away. And we're keeping away thinking, well, what are they thinking about me? Do you think that's the kind of situation?
This thing, are we doing things... I mean, I'm an elderly lady, so I don't walk around in short skirts and so on. And
that's a matter of opinion, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But therefore, I think perhaps people who are wearing English dress may feel that the ladies may not want to interact with them, and the men might think that they're fast or something like that. I don't know, but I think that there is that reserve. You don't know how to overcome it. I work at Chorney Girls, so it's easy for me because I work in a Muslim atmosphere most of the day, but it may not be so easy for other people.
It's really interesting. So I guess events like this are bridging the gap to some extent, and do you feel that you can approach Muslims a lot more now after today than you did before?
Well, I don't have that problem because, as I say, my father spoke fluent Urdu, although he's an English man, because he spent a lot of time in Pakistan and India, and I work at Chorney, so I don't have the same reservations as other people. But I think it is partly the language, partly the cultural barrier, and of course we forget that everybody's a human being with the same desires, the same family life, the same, you want to make friends with everybody, and you want good neighbours. I've got some smashing Muslim neighbours, I have.
Fantastic. Well, thanks very much, Eileen. Really do appreciate that, Eileen. Thanks very much for joining us on Islam Channel and your event. There are some Ajwa dates from Medina, and there's also some interesting literature on the importance of dates. We've also got honey and what honey is, and the importance and significance of honey in Islam. We also have some figs, and those of you who know Surah Al-Fil from the Quran, you can see that there's a whole chapter on the Quran dedicated to the significance of the fig. We also have olives here as well, and there is some information about black seed oil and also olives here as well, and the significance of that. So lots of really nice, useful information for the guests to read about and really see Islam in action. Let's take a look at what else is going on here at this event. Okay viewers, right now you're joining us at the MYMN event here in Luton at Hockwellring Jamia Mosque, and we're joined by two other guests here who have also attended the event. Hi there, what's your name?
Chris.
Hi Chris.
Bridget.
Bridget, and who's this?
Samuel.
Samuel, he wants the mic. You can see his eyes on the mic, his eyes have lit up. So Chris, tell me, what made you come to the event here today, the Meet Your Muslim Neighbour event?
Yeah, I've got a colleague at work that comes this mosque, and he invited me along. Yeah, so I've just come along to see, just see the mosque and meet people.
Cool. And Bridget, tell me, have you ever been to a mosque before?
Only in Turkey, actually, not in the UK, interestingly enough.
Really? And what did you think of a mosque in the UK? Is it what you expected it to be?
It's kind of more informal, I think, than I was expecting as a place of worship.
Makes sense. So Chris, tell me, in terms of your understanding of this event, Meet Your Muslim Neighbour, what do you think about the initiative in general?
I think it's a good idea. I believe you put these on annually, so I think it's good for the local community, although I live actually quite some distance away. So.
Sure. And Bridget, do you think these events actually help sort of bridge the gap between Muslims and maybe people of other faith, or do you think there are other ways of doing it?
I think this is a good way, actually. I think it's good just to have an open day. People can come along, find out about the religion in an informal way and ask questions. I think it's a really good idea.
Really good. I think he actually wants to do some presenting, so let's ask him. What do you think of the food? Yeah, I think that's a thumbs up. Definitely a thumbs up from me. Chris, Bridget, thanks very much. Okay, thanks very much. So there you have it, viewers. Lots of visitors here from lots of different faiths, and we saw Chris and Bridget as one example. We're going to be speaking to more people at this event, so come and follow me, and let's see who else is here as well. And let's just see this gentleman. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
So I understand you're a helper here today, and who have you got with you?
My friend Damien Ko.
Hi, Damien. Damien?
No, Taeho Kim, actually DK.
Cool, and what brought you here today to this event? I mean, what do you think of the event today?
Yeah, this is nice. Yeah, it was good.
And what made you come into the mosque today? Are you generally interested in Muslims, or I mean, what was your understanding of this event?
I had a little bit idea because I've met some Islam people. Like he brought me here, and then he gave me some more ideas about Muslims. So it was good experience.
So it's a good experience.
Yeah.
So what was your experience of Muslims before MYMN? I mean, Meet Your Muslim Neighbor. Was it a positive impression or a negative impression or neutral?
Actually, it was neutral, but now, yeah, it's positive. I think they are good people, and I didn't see any like a bad side, like negative side. So it's good.
That's really interesting. And so, what did he say to actually change your impression from maybe a neutral view to maybe something more positive? I mean, what did he say to you that made you change your mind?
Sina is also Islam, right? Yeah. Like I think Islam people, they are kind, and I think they are enthusiastic in every work. So I think it looks good, and they are good friends, and yeah, I like them.
Awesome. So there you go. Thanks very much for talking to us. So there you go, another guest here at the event, and he found that just by interacting with Muslims, just by talking to us, he felt that he was much more comfortable, and that changed his idea of maybe being neutral towards Muslim to having a much more positive impression. So there you have it, viewers. So unfortunately, we've reached the end of part 1, but join me, Abdul Akbar, for part 2 of your event. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.